Welcome to episode 1, or I should say session 1 of Strange New Adventures. I am your game master or GM, however you would like to call me, Julian Brown, and this is Act 1 of Star Trek Adventures, 2nd edition starter set, Incursion Point, and we are on Act 1, Operation Evacuate. Just a quick editor's note that when we were playing in our first session, we realized after that we were in fact playing wrong. So if you saw us playing or heard us playing with a dice for each level of difficulty, that was obviously wrong, but that's part of the fun of learning to play a brand new game together. We figured it out at the end and we implemented it in our next session. So yes, we are playing wrong, but we still had fun, which is what it's all about. So while you know that now, enjoy the rest of the episode. In rank form or rank order, can everybody just reintroduce themselves real quick, please?
Hi, everyone. I'm Fernanda or Faf, whatever you want to call me, and I will be playing Commodore Xen.
I am Rebecca, and I am going to be playing Commander Xanthus.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kris, so K-Dubs. I'll be playing Lieutenant Commander Berkman Jaxa.
Hi, everybody. I am Simon. I'll be playing Dr. Voraal.
Hi, I'm Jessie. I'll be playing Lieutenant Zoe Hernandez.
Hi, everybody. Michael. I'll be playing Ensign Lennar Tien.
Alrighty, folks. And with that, Commodore, can you give us our captain's log, please?
Commodore's log, stardate 3422.1. We received an urgent distress call from the independent floating city of Cressida, a resource gathering collective on the gaseous planet world of Comsic 6. Creatures of unknown origin have attacked, causing causalities as well as compromising the city's superstructure. We have responded to the distress call and are proceeding to Cosmic 6 at high warp. When we arrive, we'll have only a few short hours to evacuate the city of 600 inhabitants before the structure fails entirely and sinks into the crunchy gravitational depths of the planet. With the number of beings to be evacuated, our first order of business will be to set up a pattern enhancers and then direct the locals to the beam-out sites.
All right, friends. So as we get to the planet, you guys beam down. You have usually everything that you have, okay? As an away team, you're going to be carrying pattern.
Going beam down.
Yeah, you're going to have pattern enhancers for this, tricorders, and your other essential equipment. So away team gear, phaser as well. The first sounds you hear as you materialize in front of Cressedia's domed administrative building are screams. The ground beneath your feet shakes, and you feel a moment of vertigo as the whole structure shifts a few degrees. A group of civilians run toward you, relief spreading across their features as they recognize your Starfleet uniforms. Suddenly, what looks like a decorative plant of a nearby column extends towards the runners. The movement reveals 3 intertwined anamorphous bodies, which unwrap feathery, frill-like tentacles that snap at the fleeing civilians. Those struck out cry in pain as if burned. What do you do?
Guess this one's for all you plant lovers.
I'm feeling the pressure now.
Lieutenant, can you identify this plant?
Can I identify the plant?
You can roll, and I would say that is a... Yeah, I would say that's a difficulty 1, and, well, let's call it a difficulty 2 and control, or insight and science, please.
Insight and science. And then
if you agree, I think insight and science is good for this one.
Yeah, that sounds fair. I have a dedicated focus with botany. When attempting a test where her botany focus applies, Hernandez scores a critical success for any die which rolls equal to or under twice the relevant department.
Okay, cool.
I think I know what that means. I'm gonna... Let's see. That's a 3.
Okay, and you were looking for a 13. And did you roll 2?
No, was I supposed to?
Yeah, so difficulty 2. Oh, balloons. Hi, balloons.
Right. Oh, so that's what that means. Got it.
Yeah.
And that's a 5.
Okay, so you get 2 successes. I think since you rolled you needed 2 and you rolled 2, so you're good. I don't think you guys gain any momentum from that. Can somebody confirm that for me?
Could I start barking orders and start rallying my crew in order to generate momentum and add to the pool of momentum for later use?
Yeah, I have no problem with that, but let's let Lieutenant Hernandez finish her scan. Okay, so you scan the creatures and you realize that they are just hungry animals, right? And that they that's basically what you find out. They aren't really plant-like, they are hungry animals, and they are you see them attacking too.
All right, so I'm going to let the captain know that's what's going on. They're not actually plants. They look like plants. They're hungry animals.
Well, hungry animals need to be fed.
So we'll figure out what they eat besides people.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, without getting eaten ourselves. All right.
Just a reminder that they are striking out also as this is happening. They are striking out at civilians trying to flee and injuring them. So
It is my commanding officer's opinion that these should be rescued together with the civilians, since this structure is going to go down anyway, and we are supposed to protect every single life in the universe. Therefore, they are to get included in our effort to rescue everybody from this station.
I agree. Life is life.
We just have to figure out how to safely get to them without them attacking everything.
Yeah.
I think we'd have to move the evacuees away from the creatures, set up the transporter buffers away from them, and then we can figure out that problem. So we'll split the problem, make it 2 separate things.
To get the people away.
Are we splitting the party this early? Wow!
No, not splitting the party. Not splitting the party. We're trying to make sure the evacuees are moved to one side, and while we keep them away from the creatures. Because right now, if you look at the map, they're in close proximity to each other.
Yeah, we just have to move the evacuees, up slightly.
Right.
To get them out of the... So put it in that corner of that map would probably be a good place for that, the pattern buffers.
Do you think it's easier to wrangle the creatures than it is a bunch of panicked people?
I could try to get a sense of what these creatures are thinking, being a telepath, and kind of see, since I can sense thoughts and emotions of most living beings, might be able to determine what's going on. Besides them just being hungry, they could be scared.
What about Lieutenant Zoe Hernandez?
Yes.
Figure out what they need. Go to the replicators if you need to. Use bait. Trick them away while we deal with the civilians.
You got it. Do they have replicators down here? Is that a technology they have, or do I have to beam back to the ship?
I'm going to say...
Real quick, out of character, do we have replicators in this time?
Oh, yeah. What time period is it?
You guys, remember, you guys are in Strange New Worlds era, so... I think it's been established that there's some form of replicators, but they're nowhere near the level of TNG, right? So you're not going to be able to replicate on the fly.
Some cubes.
Yeah,
all right,
you're
we just got to get Chef on it.
But we have protein cubes in Enterprise already.
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to point out very quickly that you do need to act very quickly to save these civilians, both the ones that have been attacked by these tendril bodies, and also just from the fact that Crescendia is failing. So think about that as well.
Anybody got rations on them? That's probably not something we brought down.
Do they have anything on their food stocks or anything like that? Why these creatures never attacked anyone before? Probably they are stressing because everybody is stressed as well.
We're in an admin building. Are there any refrigerators in here? A kitchen? Grab somebody's bologna sandwich.
I won't make you scan for that, I would say that's something you could see. Roll for that, and something you could see with your eyes. I'd say yes. There's probably some refrigerator type of deals inside the admin building.
I'm also gonna.
Okay, I'm gonna raid those.
Would the logical solution here be not to stun them and figure it out later?
That was my other thought, is if we can't satisfy them, we might just have to stun them and hope that they aren't immune to a stun.
And hope they don't take that too badly enough that we, start another fight later on.
You guys,
I'm all up for a fight, but hey,
as you guys are talking about this, and as this is happening, the tendrils are lashing out at more fleeing civilians and injuring them. And when they are getting hit by these, it feels like burning.
Okay.
Set phasers to stun. Let's do it.
Okay, so you guys are Commodore's on the attack. Okay, so
can I try to feed them? Can I throw some food at them, see if it distracts them? I don't want to hurt them if we don't have to.
We're not hurting them. We're stunning them.
Give me a... Do you want to... I mean, that's your Commodore's decision.
I mean, captain's orders, but I want to try.
I'll say give it a try, but Commander, have your phasers ready.
Got it.
By all means. All right, so I'm going to run to the refrigerator. I'm going to hurl... I don't know. I'm going to try to find meat, because they're going after people, right?
Meanwhile, Commander Book, set the pattern buffers. Let's make this quick.
I will.
Take the Ensign with you.
Yes, Commodore. Do you want me to set them near the columns?
We do have our beaming location. Let's try to make it close to the beaming location so we have a good signal to beam them out.
Understood. I'll set them up over there then.
Off character, why are you all heeding my commands? That's so weird.
Hey, I was all up for stunning them.
I said, no, I want to feed them.
I'm all up for stunning.
Okay, and by the way, another thing that I've been told to remind you of, Commodore Xen is right. You don't need to have your phasers on kill for this. This is a simple... They can be on stun. So, Lieutenant Hernandez, you want to try feeding them first, correct?
I do.
Okay, and you're still in the admin building, so you need to get over there, okay? So, you have like the columns in the way and where the evacuees are, so you have to start going over there. I believe the crew wants to get over there too. So, if you guys want to start journeying over there, it's not a very long walk at all. It's like probably like a minute or two.
Julian, here's my thing. I'm going to be setting up the pattern buffer at the beaming location. Should I be heading there?
That's up to you.
Commodore, what should I do?
I will refer to your engineering expertise, Commander.
Okay. So let's resolve what they're doing walking that way, because it sounds like there'll be two different roles here. So let's resolve that, and then I can resolve if I set up the pattern buffer successfully.
Okay.
I'm going to have to go straight to the evacuees, because if there's already people that are hurt, we got to get them moving.
Yeah, so somebody's going to have to direct traffic and get their attention. Somebody big and loud and noticeable.
Yeah.
I see that's me.
That's Xanthus.
Okay, so we're doing feeding first, or are we doing transporter buffers and trying to get these evacuees out of here?
Both at the same time. We're splitting the team here.
Yeah.
We're splitting the group.
Divide and conquer. Efficiency.
I like it.
Okay.
All right. So just
all right. Who's gonna help me carry food? Not Thravik.
I think I'm supposed to help Jaxa with the pattern buffers. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay.
So we have Lieutenant Commander Jaxa and Ensign Tennan on the pattern buffers. We have Dr. Voraal on the civilians that are hurt. We have Lieutenant Zoe Hernandez trying to feed the plant animals. And we have Commander Travik directing traffic and make everything in order. And I am going back and forth assisting whoever I am needed.
Okay.
Yep.
Who wants to go first?
All right, let's see if we can set the pattern buffers up.
I do want to ask you real quick before. Okay, so while you're setting the pattern buffers up, these evacuees, the people that are trying to leave, have been injured. Dr. Voraal, do you possibly want to, do first aid now, or do you want to save it for just get them out of there and get them onto the Challenger?
I mean, we're going to do triage on the spot. We're going to have to figure out if some people can't move, I'll have to deal with them there. Everybody else has to tough it out and make the journey to the pattern buffers, and we'll figure it out on the ship.
Okay. So who do we have going for? We're doing the pattern buffers first?
Yes.
Okay. So let us, if you're going to set them up, let's do a difficulty of 2, and we'll do control and engineering, please. So 2 d20s.
And both of us roll for this?
If you want to help, you can. So yeah, I would say, yeah, you both can roll for that.
3 and a 10.
A 3 and a 10. Those are both successes.
I did not help here.
Okay.
18 and 13.
Okay, an 18 and a 13. The 13 is a success. The 18 is a complication. Do you want a complication now, or do you want it to succeed at cost of threat?
I defer to the commander.
You know what? It doesn't. No, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm learning too. It doesn't matter because you only needed 2 successes, and I think because Lieutenant Commander Burke Van Jaxa got them already. Your 18 doesn't matter because you got, I think, a total of 3 anyway. So you guys are good. That's my bad. So you set up the pattern buffer, the pattern enhancers. They activate. And then I think, Dr. Voraal, are you deciding now if you want to do some triage, or do you just want to get them out of there?
Well, we got to run over there, yeah?
I think you're already over there because they're setting up the buffers over there. The pattern enhancers by the evacuees.
Cool. Yeah, let's triage. Like, how many evacuees are we talking about?
The distress call says 600.
Well, there's 600. Okay. That's this whole. Yeah, that's in total. Right now, let's call this like a group of 10, like a group of 10 people right now.
Okay, so I guess I'm looking for anybody who's like already just down on the ground and trying to assess if they are movable or not.
Yep. Do you want to do like a quick scan for that?
Yeah, how's that going to work?
Let's do a control and medicine, please. So 10 and a 5, 15 for 15, and that's you're a good doctor. I'll give you a difficulty of 1 there. That's super easy.
Okay, so I'm still rolling.
You're rolling
2.
No, you're just rolling 1.
Got an 8.
All right, cool. So that's a success. Everybody's pretty much, besides the burns, those could probably be taken care of, on board Challenger. You could decide if you want to do like a topical cream now, but it's nothing that can't wait until they can get aboard Challenger.
All right, let's just move them.
Okay. So, guys threw me for a bit of a loop because we're a little bit ahead. Let's see.
Action needed to be taken.
It was good.
Us.
It was good. I did.
Crew.
I totally did.
This is a well-oiled machine. Efficiency.
It's like we've been serving together for years.
Okay.
I have a gameplay question.
Yeah, go ahead.
As we're succeeding in our roles, should we be keeping track of momentum?
Yes, you should. K-Dubs, were you keeping track of momentum for me? I feel like we talked about that.
Got it right here.
Awesome. Thank you.
So did I get a momentum when I succeeded when I did that roll before?
No, because it was a difficulty 2 and you rolled 2 successes. If you would have done like an extra, I think it's
Gotcha.
I don't have the I'm being the bad GM. I don't have the cheat sheet in front of me. Does it say on there?
It says gained by rolling more successes than required. Okay. So I needed 2, I got 2.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so do you want to... I love how this is going backwards. It's making my day. I love Star Trek. Do you want to beam these guys up now? Since Simon's given them... nothing really needs to happen with the first aid.
We'll figure it out on the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, the objective is to beam out the civilians. Let's beam out the civilians. That's what we're here for.
Okay. Whose job is that? I believe that is you, Commander
Traffic, right?
Van Jaxa, right? Or either one of you, yeah. First officer can give the order if you want.
Traffic needs to get him there.
Right.
I would have to beam them out. The first officer would have to give the order.
Yep.
Yep. We're going to get them over to the pattern buffers.
All right, so they're already in the buffer, so you just got to give the order to Challenger.
All right. Beam them up.
Okay, and then I'm gonna, because there is some stuff going on here, I'm gonna make that a difficulty of 2 to see if they get through with a, can you roll a control and engineering for me?
So I rolled an 18 and a 3.
Ooh. Okay, so you have 1 success. Okay, so what I'll say then is that they don't get beamed up for some reason. And I would say that you need to figure out something with the pattern buffers. Hello again, just another GM/editor's note. We kept on calling them pattern buffers. We kept meaning to say pattern enhancers. That's what they're putting up. They're putting up pattern enhancers so they could be more people up and get a better signal. So just so you know, not pattern buffers, pattern enhancers. Back to the show.
Maybe we need to recalibrate the pattern buffers.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Let's come back to that so everybody can kind of get a turn here. Commander Xen, I know you wanted to roll a rally real quick.
Yes, that is one of the command major actions.
Okay, can you just...
It says rally, and it says you inspire and coordinate the crew, attempting a presence plus command task with a difficulty of 0. This task is specifically to generate momentum, either to use immediately or to save for the group.
All right, I like it. So roll...
So I'm rolling 2d20s with a difficulty of 0.
Yep.
So I do not really fail.
No.
But the worst that can happen is that I don't add to the momentum. Is that correct? Am I reading this correctly?
Inspiring according to the crew, a presence and command. Yeah, that is correct. So yeah, roll a presence and command for me. So that's a 10 and a 5. So you're looking for a target of 15.
I have a 2 and a 13.
All right. Those are both successes. So you generate 2 momentum. If you could add those, please. K-dubs. All right. So while Ensign Tennan and Commander Berkman Jaxa are trying to recalibrate, we'll get back to you guys. Lieutenant Hernandez has been waiting patiently to try and feed the creatures. So I'm going to actually make this very simple for you because it's your job. It's something I feel like you would do as a botanist anyway. Just roll 2 d20s for me. This is a difficulty 0 because you're trying to feed them. Give me a insight and science, please. So looking for a 13.
Okay. I got a 3 and a 19.
Okay.
Hit it.
You hit it. You hit it. Feeding them does nothing. It actually agitates them, even though they are motivated by their need to feed. But it's I should have told you in your when you scanned it. I forgot to do this. I'm sorry. They like heavy minerals and stuff like that. Okay, that's where like they like to
I wouldn't have
swarm
gone to the refrigerator.
I know, and I'm sorry. I know. I'm learning as we go here. But nothing bad happened. It just seems to agitate them, and they get like at you. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then let's go back to the transporter buffers. What are we trying to do here?
Trying to recalibrate the buffers because of the difficulty we ran across.
Okay.
Not beaming the people out.
I'm gonna. By the way, just so we can have some fun, I'm gonna spend. I think I could do this. Someone could tell me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna spend 1 threat, and as you guys are trying to do this, one of the creatures lashes out at Lieutenant Van Jaxa and daring and security. There we go. That's what I needed. Thank you.
Who is it lashing out at?
It is lashing out at Commander Van Jaxa.
Oh.
Okay, so I am looking for a 9. 1 success and 1 failure. It's a difficulty of 1. So that is a success because I rolled 1 success. So that does 1, I believe, just 1 hit to your stress. So if you're down 1 stress, okay? Then Jaxa,
was that a stun attack?
that was a stun attack.
Okay. I have an ability.
Okay.
In Jaxa's blend of physical resilience, he gains 1 protection against stun attacks only.
Okay, so I would say that's not hit on your stun then, or do you need to roll for that?
No, it just says I get 1 protection. No roll.
All right, sweet. So this thing has now lashed out at you guys. They're getting angry. What do you do?
Yeah, set phasers to stun these things.
Okay.
Commodore, wait. I know geology. I have a focus in geology. Let me scan the area. I don't want to kill it. I don't want to hurt it. We don't know what stunning could do to this animal. It's not a humanoid. So I also, when I'm testing a theory and using science, which is geology, I can get a free extra D20. So.
Oh.
Go ahead.
All right. Let me scan the area for some mineral-y stuff that I now know that I didn't know before.
Yeah, that's
So
fair.
your plan is to use minerals to bake these things out of here.
Yes. So if I can get some, if you guys get the people that way, I will very bravely try to get the minerals over there and bait them away, and then we can figure out what to do once the people are safe.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, so can you roll a...
I'm going to use a mineral. It's rose quartz.
an insight and science, and you get an extra D20, yeah?
Yes. So when I'm testing a theory, as long as I succeeded my previous task, which I did,
You
'cause it
did,
was 0,
yep.
I get a free bonus D20. So it's like using momentum, but I'm not using up any momentum.
Okay, cool. So that is a difficulty 2 with an, insight and science, please.
Insight and science. Hang on 1 second. I may spend 1 momentum. Insight and science. Okay, so I don't need to change it. Okay, so I'm rolling 3. And what do I need? Insight and science is 9.
13, I believe.
13. I can do this. And what do I need? Difficulty?
2.
2. I got a 3, a 5, and a 7.
Boom, and so
Nice.
that
Extra momentum.
You get an extra momentum, and so that is a success. And now, are you trying to get them? Are you trying to replicate that to bring over? What were you trying to figure out there? I'm sorry.
I'm
No, you
trying
don't
to
have replicate
find. I'm
mineral.
gathering whatever minerally. There's a central plaza here. There are columns. There's greenery. There's got to be some sort of gravelly, rockery kind of stuff around the greenery. Anything that I can find that will get their attention, get them salivating for minerals, get them towards the opposite direction of the people.
Okay, so you succeed, obviously, and you notice that there is not necessarily minerals, but there is gradionic radiation in the area. Okay, so take that as you will.
I'm just going
Can you
to phone
repeat
that over
that,
to the
please?
captain. Commodore. So does anything happen as I pull them away? As I lure them?
Are you
away?
saying that you basically put the radiation into your tricorder, or what was your?
No. When
Oh.
as I'm trying to lure them away, as they leave, are they leaving?
No, they're
the
not
area of
leaving.
the
They are
radiation?
they are not leaving the area
they-
of the radiation. They are very happy to be there.
They're very happy to be there.
So
So-
obviously radiation is their quote unquote food or their medium.
Right.
And as this is happening, by the way, they are getting very, very pissed off. They are continued to be pissed off, so I am spending another threat, and they are now lashing out at you, Lieutenant Hernandez.
Wait. What? But I found
You
the
did.
minerals, and I succeeded. What did I successfully do?
You found that there was radiation,
Gotcha.
but it's not luring them away because it's already
Because they're
there.
in it.
Yeah.
I think they're being territorial.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are they lashing
that's-
at people who are leaving?
They lash out at Jaxa because
Right.
they're trying to get the people out. And now, like, you're scanning this area and you found something important. So what you found is important, but they are very pissed off, and now they are lashing out at you as well. Okay?
Probably territorial and probably a nest of something.
Mm-hmm.
So one is going to try and get you, and that is a... you're fine. You're perfectly fine. I rolled a 19 and a 20. So they miss, but they're pissed. They are pissed. Go ahead, Commodore.
Almighty GM Julian, I
Yes.
have a question.
Yes, I'm listening.
Are these creatures mobile or are they sessile?
Like, are they stationary?
Yeah.
They, from everything that I understand with the information that I've been given, where they are right now, they are stationary.
So let's create a buffer zone out of range of these tentacles and move the civilians away out of the way of their tentacles.
Remember that you have injured civilians, and they're still trying to recalibrate the transporter buffers to get them out of there.
But we can determine the range of these tentacles and stay out of it. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
You could.
Nobody's coming back here, right?
Nobody's coming back here.
Could we, like, knock down a bunch of those columns so that they kind of obstruct things?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. There's actually, as you can see on the map, there's two columns right there that are like right where they are. So, is that what you'd like to do? Commodore Xen looks like she wants to stun or face some columns.
If does not put our mission in jeopardy. Because I don't want to make more damage to the structure and decrease the time that we have to evacuate the civilians.
So, you're doing no harm to Cressedia. Cressedia is falling, right? There's
Yeah, I just don't want to accelerate the fall of
no.
Cressedia.
You're not going to accelerate the fall by knocking down any columns. So,
Are these there's no, like, roof above these columns? It's just, like, freestanding columns?
I'm pretty
decorative
sure that these are
purposes?
decorative. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're not bringing the roof down.
You're not bringing the roof down. You're all right. Yep. So who's doing the shooting? If that's what you decided that you want to do. All right, Commodore Xen, can you... Let's see how this works. This is a difficulty 2. Actually, they're stationary rocks. I'm going to make this easy for you. It's, difficulty 1, and that's going to be a control and security, please, for a total of 8.
Okay, my control is 11. And security is 3.
Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. Yep. You're looking at 14.
So I have to be less than a 14.
14 or less, correct.
Okay, and to the 20, I have an 11, and I have a... I believe this is a 1. Yes.
You rolled a 1?
Yes, I did.
So a run, a 1 is a critical success. So that's awesome. You get a momentum. You succeed at your task, and you get a momentum. So that's awesome. You get 5 momentum, you said?
No, we got 5
Oh,
total
you have
now.
5 total. Okay, cool. So you phase the columns, and they come down onto the devourers. Okay, and it works for a second. They're thrashing around. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys some time. They haven't gone away, but they're hurting a bit. Okay.
All right. I'm going to let Dr. Voraal know about the radiation in case that's something that might be affecting the people who are hurt. Do we know if this is something that is normally present on this planet? Or is this a type of radiation that we can reproduce, jury rigging our phasers and, doing that Star Trek thing that Star Trek science people do?
Fire the deflector dish at something.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that this is something that is, it's in the planet, right? Like it is a naturally occurring substance. Okay. Yep.
So these creatures are likely here trying to get that and not much caring what effect it has on the people here. So.
Yep. I think we should get back to Ensign Tennan and Commander Jaxa trying to reconfigure the pattern enhancers.
And I just saw on mine, apparently I have something called backup plans.
Okay.
Where it says, whenever I or an ally fails a task, he may add 1 point to the group's momentum pool.
When you fail a task?
When we fail a task, I can add 1 point to our momentum pool.
Okay, cool. So yeah, when that happens, yeah, totally. All right, so yeah, you guys go out and figure out what you're doing with these transporter enhancers.
Commander, what should we do?
I think we should reconfigure, try to attempt to restart and reconfigure the pattern buffers.
Okay.
Would that be the same role, Julian?
I'm looking real quick. Give me 1 second. So are you trying to put them in a different configuration? Are you trying to make a wider area? What exactly are you trying to do?
Well, if it didn't work, we'd have to move them. So we'd have to reset them and reposition them. Wouldn't you think so, Ensign?
Yeah, I think we need to change the positioning, maybe make them a little bit wider to capture, to get everybody patterns in there and get them beamed aboard.
Agreed. Okay. That's what we're doing, Julian.
Okay, cool. So first, you guys go ahead, you move them. I'm not going to make you roll to reconfigure them, but I will, to move them. I will have you roll for the reconfiguration. Do you guys want to team up to do that, or does one of you want to do that?
I would say team up. We can help our chances.
I would agree.
Okay, so that is a control and engineering for Ensign Tennan and a control and engineering for Jaxa.
Okay, so 15. Oh, yeah, 3 and 4 for me.
Nice. Okay. Oh, sorry, and that was a difficulty of 2. Yeah.
3 and 7.
Okay, awesome. So, nice. You guys succeed. The pattern enhancers are reconfigured. Now you just gotta, figure out if you guys are going to try and transport up the survivors to Challenger again.
Commodore, the pattern buffers are all set.
Excellent. Commander Travik, that operation is yours. Give the command.
Try it again. Let's get them beamed up.
All right, Commander Thavik, Commander Thavik, can you roll a control and engineering for me with a difficulty of 3, please?
And don't forget, we have momentum we can spend too, folks.
So I need to buy a die then in order
you
to
could buy a die if you wanted to.
Yep.
Okay, so I've got an intense that says when I succeed at a task or he purchased 1 or more d20s by adding to threat, he generates a bonus 1 momentum for each d20 purchased. Will that help?
Okay. So you could, instead of spending from your momentum pool, you can spend, you can give me threat.
Okay.
And then that will in turn generate 1 bonus momentum for each d20 purchased. But it also gives me back some threat.
Right.
So it's up to you.
Well, I think
we also have 6 momentum we can spend too. So
yeah,
it's up to you.
So just want to buy the 1 die to get the 3.
It's up to you.
I would say we should, since
Okay,
it's
Commodore,
increased.
Commodore, do you agree?
Yeah.
Given 2 thumbs up.
Okay.
So it's a difficulty of 3, so you have to roll 3 dice, and you're buying 1, so you'll have 4.
I have.
Yes.
Difficulty
Because
3.
the difficulty is 3. You roll 3
Oh, it
dice.
automatically. Gotcha.
GM Julian back here. This is a great example where we were playing wrong, and I gave the wrong information. She should have had to buy a dice with momentum to get 3, and then they had the extra dice from the ability for the commander. So this is a great example of that. Back to the show.
Okay. And I need less than 12 because my control and engineering
is
is
12.
12.
Yep.
Okay, so I got a 14, an 18, a 17, and a 1.
Okay, so that's interesting. 1 critical success, so that gives the momentum. Oh man, I'm trying to think if I kind of want to help you guys out a little bit and move this
It
along.
says rolling a 1 counts as 2 successes.
Oh, does it? Okay,
Right.
so 2
It
successes.
It does.
You still needed 1 more.
Yeah.
Oh.
Could I
needed 3.
assist
Yes.
Commander on this operation?
I will let you assist. Yes. So you also roll for me. Yeah, I'll be nice. Let's do that. Roll a control and engineering for me. You're looking for a 13. Difficulty 3.
And major command actions, it says in addition to standard assist action description on page 289, you can use assist action on my turn while you're in command. I may pick 2 characters to assist rather than 1. So I will be assisting my 2 senior officers here, Commander Travik and Lieutenant Commander Jaxa.
Okay.
Let's get this pattern buffers going.
Okay, so you're assisting them, and what do you get? So you need to roll again on a control and engineering, a 13 with a difficulty of 3. But you said you're
Because I am the commanding officer, I can assist two
okay,
crew
right,
members.
right. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and roll 13 or under with difficulty of 3. So 3 d20s.
Okay. So 2 d20s coming up. I have a 13 and I have a 15. And 1 more. I have an 11.
So 13, 11, and the 1 was 2 successes. Simon, I'm going to come to you for some expertise. Because Commander Xen rolled 2 and Commander Thraffic, or does everybody need to roll the correct difficulty? Or do combined, because she helped out, does that count now as a success? That's where I'm a little...
Let's see. Yeah.
I'm inclined to say that should be a success, but...
I mean, you could just house rules this.
I'm going to
while
house rules
continuing
this
to
because I
look.
want to... let's keep this going. It's a success, and they beam up, but I am going to give you a little bit of a complication for later, just because to add to the fun and to the Star Trek. Everybody beams up successfully, so all of the people that were attacked on this initial attack, right, so like these 10 people, they are beamed up to Challenger successfully, so yay, good job. But as that is happening, one of the pattern enhancers malfunctions, so that is something you are going to have to deal with for later. Okay, so as everybody is transported back safely, you guys stalled the Devourers, but they are pissed, and now they are lashing out at you again. So as this is happening, Commander Thraffic, you are the target now. I am spending a threat, and they are lashing out at you for a daring and 8, 1, 2, 4, 9. And that's a difficulty of 1. So I rolled a 2 and a 16. So that is a success. Because we're getting used to that, and I'm sure we'll figure it out later, and I'm not really trying to hurt anybody badly right now. I'm just going to say because I rolled a success and it was a 2, I'm going to just call that 2 damage on Commander Thraffic, and you have... where is your stress? You have 13 stress too.
I have 13.
So that's fine. So you're at an 11 now. Okay.
Yeah.
And also, much like much like what happened with the evacuees who were attacked by the Devourers. When you're attacked, this is like a bad burning sensation, and you're making that like this hurts pretty bad. Okay, so that might be something Dr. Voraal needs to check out later. What do you guys do as these things keep coming after you?
I'm going to ask if Voraal or Jax or anybody knows anything about this radiation that's coming out of this planet. I don't know much about radiation, I don't think. No, I don't.
I think I'm the resident science person, right?
Yeah.
Nobody more sciencey than I am.
Sciencey, but I don't know anything about radiation. I know I'm a botanist.
Julian, would this be like an obtain information situation? Like, is this like...
I would. So the one thing I'll say just as GM, I don't want to like spoil too much for you. This is information that I like don't have, and I don't know if the game actually wants me to like come up with this information for the starter set or not. So we could just go wonky, and I could start batshit crazying like, yeah, this is exactly what you're doing. Or we can, what I'm trying to kind of do right now is nudge you towards these, because, okay, let me put it this way. This shit is falling. Like, Krisegia is going to fall. These things are attacking you, and there are now 580 survivors that you need to get off of this planet. Okay? So, as much as you do, like, it's Star Trek and you want to science the problem, there's also a much bigger problem that you need to be focusing on. If that...
My general feelings on this, too, is it seems like the invasion is really just animals going to the source of yum yum, and it's just going to get worse the longer we're here. So it's a matter of just getting the people out of the way of nature.
And nature is going to fall because this city is going kaboom. So, yeah.
Well,
I guess I'm just trying to feel out if we want to be the, like, pew pew, shoot it and make it dead and get everybody out, or if we want to try and science.
I will say, too, again, you don't need to make it dead. That's something that the book, again, wants me to, like, very much convey to you. Like, kill last resort.
Stun him.
I guess I would say the question for me is the source of this radiation on this platform, and that's going to go down into the planet's core, or is the planet itself the source of the radiation? In which case, the platform does not matter. It's like, get the people out of here. They're just coming for the whole planet. So maybe the question is the source of radiation man-made, or is it naturally part of this planet?
Yeah, that was what I was hoping somebody would know.
I'm trying to figure that out for you right now.
Is it a type of radiation that we can try and duplicate to try and... I don't know.
But if it's just naturally part of the planet, then whether or not this thing goes down, they're just going to keep coming for this planet.
Right.
They just happen to be a few of them that landed on this platform, maybe.
Where did they come from? Is there a spaceship? Did they, like, are they sentient? Did they fly a spaceship here? Or were they spores that floated down and grew? Is this something that we can...
Could ask somebody?
Yeah.
We haven't talked to a single person.
Okay,
We're just shuffling them and sticking them in the pattern buffer.
I'll say right now, you can't talk to anybody. Like, people, like, this is madness.
You're panicked.
Everybody's panicking. Again, like, these platforms are in imminent danger of just, like, going into the planet. So
I also assume we'd see another ship in orbit.
Yeah.
Right. So are they alien? Are they sentient? Can we bring Tennan, right?
Yeah.
Can we bring him over here, Captain? Commodore?
Lieutenant, you are very passionate at your job. I will commend you on that. But we do have a mission. And the mission is to take the civilians out of here. We will take the civilians out. We will stay away out of the range of these creatures. And when the civilians are dealt with, then we can science this thing out.
All right. So I'll create a perimeter around them, keep the people away, and I guess we'll see if this thing can move.
What are you trying to see if can move?
The creature. Is it coming out of the ground like a plant? Because at first we assumed it was a plant.
It is coming out of the ground like a plant.
So if we can,
So you guys,
Pythagorean theorem, how far, and make a bit of a perimeter around it, keep all the evacuees away from it. It looks like we've got, keep everybody. Is the white ring around where we are in the central plaza, is that a wall? Is that just where the grass
are you talking
stops?
about right here? That's just I wouldn't say that that's a wall. That's just like
just where the grass stops.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
Do we have a number of how many people we can beam out at one time with these pattern buffers? Since we have 550 or so evacuees we need to get out. Do we know what that number is? I guess should be my first question.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is to just help move things along, because these are good questions. But what I am going to do is, instead of these things just like keep nipping at you, we're in combat now. They are trying to like attack all of you. Okay. So players do go first. I spent some threat to kind of get stuff moving, but you guys do get to go first. But they are attacking you. Like there's an attack happening, and Thravik is already hurt. Lieutenant Hernandez, luckily they missed. Jaxa has his power. So decide what you want to do, because they are coming after you.
Commodore, I say we set phasers to stun and try to take them out.
She's already.
So anyway, I started blasting.
Okay, so decide who is going to go first. I don't think there's a role for an initiative. I think it probably would go by rank, right?
I'm going to assume somebody is still directing evacuees like past this at the same time.
No one. No. You guys are like, you just got these evacuees out. Like, you're having an issue with these devourers. Like, you need to get away from them.
So like the next group is not coming across the plaza until we deal with this.
Correct.
We stun them out, and we rush the civilians out of here.
Yep.
I can't.
Okay, so are you firing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It goes.
Phasers do an area attack, or are we aiming for them individually?
I would say, yeah, you guys need it. Well, that's up to you to figure out. Like, are you setting for like a wide beam stun? Or are three of you firing? How's this happening? There's three of them. So are you stunning Commander Xen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then you are combining your control and security together for a difficulty of 2.
Control and security.
Yep.
I have a 14.
Okay.
Don't forget you can use momentum if you want to.
No, I roll an 11 and a 7.
Okay, so that's 2 successes. So that renders that one unconscious. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so the one is unconscious. The two are still attacking. So, who's next? So I would say, go by rank. Commander Thravik.
Yep, sounds good.
Stunning as well.
Yeah, I am stunning as well.
So that is also a control and security.
And this is a level. It's 2.
Yeah, difficulty 2, control and security. So you're looking for a 15.
And when we buy the dice, it's only for that one roll.
Yeah, you can.
Right.
Yeah,
We still
you have 5 left right now. 5 momentum. Yeah. You guys can decide if you want to use momentum or not. It's up to you.
We have 5 momentum. If you want to use it, use it. It's going to help our odds.
Okay, I'll do you one.
Okay.
I'm rolling 3 dice.
Cool.
And I got a 7, a 19, and a 4.
So that's a success as well. That one is unconscious, and as both of the devourers go unconscious, they all, there were 3, then all of them sink back into the ground. Okay?
It's one organism.
So take that what you will. You guys, that is the end of the first scene. Congratulations. You guys did a great job. We are on C2. We got a little bit ahead of ourselves, which is cool. I love it. We did some transporter stuff already.
Well-oiled machine, Julian. Efficiency.
I liked it. It was really good. It is 10:15. I'm totally down to keep going. That is up to you. I just want to make sure everybody's still cool.
I'm in.
So, interesting thing.
One thing though, we do lose our momentum.
Thank you. That is exactly what I was about to say. Thank you for being on top of that. Yeah, at the start
Good,
of
I used it.
Yeah.
Wait, is there anything we want to do while we're still there and use up that momentum, like learn more about the plant thing?
They went into the ground.
Yeah,
Okay,
we don't have to say that.
scan
Yeah.
The area, see if there's radiation all over the place or just right there.
It's up
I
to the
just
Commodore.
really like learning about plants and animals.
It's up to the Commodore. We have it. We can use it.
Sorry, just can I interrupt real quick? I just will say that as you have the pattern enhancer set up, and you guys have already begun your evacuation efforts, the computer said, like, before you beam down, that the structure will fail within 5 hours. So just do with that what
Don't
you
really
will.
have time
long
to
have we been
science.
We don't have time to science. I'm sorry. We have 580
over 500
people to
You
evacuate.
don't know that though.
Oh, I thought we did that. We were doing that.
What were you doing?
We had 20.
Getting the people.
You are. Yep.
We successfully got the people. Is that what we did?
You got 10 people. There's
We got 10.
still 590 people to go.
Plus, we had a problem with one of the buffers.
Right.
Yeah, I did throw in that little wrinkle. Sorry.
And we don't know how many people we can beam up at one time with our pattern buffers.
I will also say to you that you do have the pattern buffers, but you obviously, as Starfleet and having a ship in orbit, have other means available to you.
Let's get some shuttles going on.
Shuttlecraft.
Before we go, I do want to make sure, are we, Lieutenant Hernandez, you can...
I just want to spend the momentum, see if I can figure out where the radiation.
Lieutenant, you
is
have
coming
10
from.
minutes.
You got it.
Okay.
Do your scans. Lieutenant, you do your scans. We analyze those later.
Okay.
So
Okay.
gather your data. When we are safely on board on Challenger, you can hunk yourself into the lab and scan them and analyze them.
So
Thank
Julian, we can bank the action for information later. I think is the game plan.
Okay.
You saying I can take my scans and then we'll read them
Yeah,
later.
if it's a success,
Okay.
great.
You
We'll
wanna
deal
figure
with
it
it
out.
later.
That's you're a scientist. This is your jam. This is what you know. I'm not going to give you a difficulty for this. So just roll 2d20s for me. See if
Okay.
you could.
Can I like get are there like
I'm giving you
leaves, hairs,
So yeah,
stuff
you
I
have.
can,
So if you
know?
look at the map, you have like a lot of greenery around you right
Uh-huh.
now. Okay. If you do look at the map, this is also, while you do have the greenery in this square, it is like a very almost like sterile looking environment around you. Otherwise, though. Okay.
Okay.
And you're going to use all of the rest of the momentum.
Well, I wouldn't use all of the momentum. You only lose one at the beginning of each scene.
Oh, you only
Okay.
use one.
You lose one.
Okay. So then let me use one of them.
Okay. And then
Okay.
I thought that we were going back to 0.
no, you
Yeah.
don't go back to 0. You just lose one.
Okay, we lose one.
Okay, so
Okay,
you
so I'm just going to use one. So I'm going to
get
roll
your
3.
scans, Lieutenant.
Thank you,
Quick,
Commodore.
quick.
I got a 15, a 2, and a 2.
Nice.
Oh, what was I? This is my. Oh, I'll do the math if you want.
Yeah, sorry about that. That was.
No, that's okay.
I'm gonna let you re-roll that anyway because I didn't give you the instructions. That's my bad. Let's do insight and science on that one. So a 9 and a 4.
Insight and science.
Yeah, 13.
Yeah,
Drew's like, I
13.
don't like those twos.
Yeah, right.
No, the 2s were good. No, you rolled a success. Don't re-roll. You had a 2, 2, and a 15,
Yeah, 2, 2, and a 15.
and you only needed to roll one success. So you gained a momentum technically, but it's going away. So you do have your scans. They're successful. We will read those later.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I could have taken another one. That's okay. I won't.
You sure?
I got it. So,
All right.
So,
Lieutenant, now that you are done with your scans, go help with the pattern buffers.
yes, Commodore.
Okay, so we are now officially in scene 2. Now, this is something before we actually start playing into scene 2. Again, I want to talk to you guys about. If you see, I believe I put it on your cheat sheets. Tell me if I'm wrong. Extended tasks.
yeah.
I am like, this is as like a personal thing. Like for me, like I'm not good at this kind of stuff. Like where you have to get mathy. I don't know what your guys' opinion on trying to do like a progress track and like an extended task is. Do you guys want to make this more like loosey goosey and just kind of like roll for tasks, or do you want to do the extended tasks? It's totally up to you. But I'm going to need some help if we do the extended tasks.
What about, I'll just put to the table here, let's start with loosey-goosey and see how we feel. And then if we don't like it, we go to the extended tasks. Just a suggestion.
Okay.
Like if somebody tries to push their luck too much and like try to do too much on one roll.
The one thing I'm going to keep from the extended task while we don't use the actual bar is that everything from now on for the evacuation process is going to have a difficult level of 3. Okay. So keep that in mind. Most things will be difficulty 3. Yeah. So, all right. So you guys are in full like evacuation mode. You have 590 people you need to get off of this planet. You guys have the transporter buffers. You have Challenger in orbit to help you out as well. You do have the issue with one of the transporter enhancers, so remember that you're going to need to repair that at some point. Yeah, get creative. What do you guys want to do? Play it out.
Commodore, I think you were talking about shuttles.
Yes. We can have Challenger prepare some shuttles and we can start ferrying people.
Okay.
Commander, how are your piloting skills going?
I'm actually really good at piloting, I believe. Oh yeah, character's ability to pilot a ship. Oh yeah, 4. So
Okay. Before we actually start piloting some shuttles, if that is the plan that you want to go with, to start getting some shuttles, Commander Xen, I need you to establish some shuttle evacuation logistics then, if that's what you'd like to do. Yeah. So if you can roll a reason and con for me, so that's a 13. You're a Commodore. I think that's a pretty high rank. You've been in command. You've been a captain. Starfleet trusted you enough to become a Commodore. I'm going to bring this down to a difficulty of 2 for the logistics aspect of it.
Okay. And I will be using, can I get 1 momentum and add a die to my roll, please?
Is that your the veteran, or are you spending momentum? Sorry.
I would like to spend a momentum.
Okay. Cool. So what do you guys have right now, right? You have 4?
Okay, so we're down to 3 then.
Okay, 3.
but Jessie gained 1 back.
I gained 1.
Yes, you
so
did
then
gain
roll.
1 back. Yeah.
4.
4. So you want to spend a momentum?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have here that when Xen succeeds a task where she purchases 1 or more D20s by spending momentum, she generates 1 bonus momentum for each D20 purchased.
Okay. So you could spend a momentum and you basically get 1, yeah?
Yes.
If you succeed.
I'll buy 1 momentum.
Okay.
One D20. I will spend 1 momentum to buy 1 D20.
Okay. So you're rolling a difficulty of 2 and you're rolling 3 dice. For
Correct.
you are rolling a reason and con. So a 13.
Okay. I have a 13. I have a 3. And I have an 11.
Okay, so you gain a momentum, and I think you gain another momentum because you rolled. Yeah, so you gain 2 momentum from that. That's awesome. So great. You succeed at establishing shuttle evacuation logistics. So if you want, you can start talking to Challenger and issue commands. And yeah,
she's doing that, and while seeing changes to the engineering people.
okay. So yeah, get creative. Shuttlecraft from Challenger, since commanders and do start arriving to help evacuees. Like, you guys can explore the area, you can do what you want. If you have questions, this is now where I might have some information for you. So you guys can ask me some questions, figure out also things like how you guys are going to organize the evacuees, see if anybody needs medical aid, things like that, because this is a bit of a chaotic situation.
Okay.
Could the radiation have something to do with what happened with the pattern buffers?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Could the radiation have something to do with what happened with the pattern buffers failing?
Roll a difficulty of 1 for insight and science, please.
That's an 8 and a 3.
No, Dan, not that I'm aware of.
And we get 1 momentum.
Yep.
I have a ability called jury rig. When I attempt to repair, I can reduce the difficulty by 2 to bring it to a minimum of 0. If I do this, the repairs only last for the scene, though, but that will be enough to evacuate the planet, apparently. So my thought is to jury rig the pattern buffer that's acting up.
Commander Thravik, you might want to, organize evacuees, possibly. Talk to the Commodore about that.
We have to find them first, though, don't we?
No, they are coming to you now that the I should have said that. I'm sorry. So evacuees are starting to come your way now. Okay. This is part of that extended task. So in this dome or this platform that Cressetti is the one that's falling, evacuees are starting to come your way, and shuttles are starting to arrive. So,
Commander, work with Dr. Voraal on whoever needs most medical attention and put them on the shuttles, while Commander Jaxa work on the pattern buffers.
Do the pattern buffers have anything to do with computer programming or computer systems?
I would say yes.
I don't know that one.
That's my Alexa.
What's your question again? Sorry.
Computer. There we go. I was asking if the pattern buffers had anything to do with program or computer systems, because I am good at that, so I could help. While I would not challenge the Lieutenant Commander Ben Jax's expertise, I could try to help, because I get a bonus D20 when I do.
If there's no solution to your problem, invent one. I'm open to anything.
I'm not so good at engineering, but
if you're good with computers,
I am good with computers.
the brains and the brawn.
To answer your question about fixing the transporter, I would say the pattern buffer. Sorry, yeah, I mean not the pattern buffer, but the enhancer that broke. I would say yes, but I mean, it'll only last to the next scene, and I would say you're not going to be able to just transport everybody out, right? This isn't like TNG era. Transporters are still pretty high tech at this point, but there's a reason we're bringing shuttles down too, right? You know what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. So just think about that if that's the way you want to move forward. I mean, I'm going to at some point maybe say there's a limit of how many you can bring up via the transporter. And also feel free to ask questions about the surroundings and what's going on as you do this.
Do we notice any further decline in the planet's structure?
Ooh.
Son of a bitch.
We ask good questions.
No, it's a really good question, and I have an answer. Let's roll. Are you going to scan for that to see?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Roll a insight and engineering with a difficulty of 3.
Anyone? Do we have 6 momentum? Anybody object if I buy one?
Take one.
Use it.
Nope.
Got it.
Important.
Honestly, can you buy 2?
I just rolled. I could have.
I don't know that.
Oh, okay.
I would actually say if you could say when you're rolling, if you guys discuss just next time, like say if you're about to roll, not a biggie, but so you had I did what control and engineer insight and engineering.
Yes.
So you were looking at 14.
Yep.
And what did we get?
6, 11, 15, 15.
6, 11,
15, 15.
So those are
2 success, 2 fail. We needed 3.
wait. Where's the oh yeah, 2 fail.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take your scans, and you do notice that Cressegia is still falling, right? But you're
Right.
still you're still unable to determine if there's any more degrading than we already have. You're as far as you know, you still have that. What are we? 90 minutes to like 4.5 hours to go. Let's say maybe a little bit less as we've been starting scene 2. So
Right.
yeah. So
Okay.
as far as you know, no.
Okay.
The scans can't give you that information right now.
Got it.
Could we use my backup plan now, since that technically failed, to add a point back to our momentum pool?
I think that you can do that. And then can you only do that once per scene?
It doesn't say that. I don't know.
Backup plan.
It's under my abilities and talents.
That's you may add 1 point. Yeah, you can absolutely do that. I'm going to say that you can only do that once per scene, though, as GM. Okay? So, yeah.
Got it.
Yep. You got 1 momentum back in your pool.
Okay, can I try and work on the pattern buffer with Jaxa, Commodore?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so do I want to try to fix it, or do I want to try and like expand it? Is that something that's doable in this universe time period?
I think at this point, since it's broken, it would be better to try to fix it than try to force it to do something more than jury rigging it would do.
Okay. So I'm gonna try to fix it.
Okay. I'm going to give you a difficulty of 3 just because you guys came down with pretty basic tools like your usual away kit, like not really expecting this to happen. So you are good at computer expertise. It doesn't help with yeah, I
So
mean,
do I start with 3? Because I already have a plan.
yeah.
Do I start with 3
you
dice?
start with 3, yep. Just a reminder here that she was only supposed to start with 2 and could buy one with momentum, or if she had a trait or skill that allows her to add a dice to her dice pool. But again, as we mentioned at the beginning of the game, we were playing a little bit wrong to start. Back to the show.
And then whenever I attempt a task that involves programming or study of a computer system, I get my first bonus D20 is free. Then when I'm testing a theory using engineering or science, the first D20 I purchase is free. Does that mean I can roll 5?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
Yes.
that's awesome. I've
been sitting here like
Jaxa, I don't think you need to help her with this, but if you guys want to make damn sure that pattern buffer is fixed, you can. But I think she's gonna be okay.
I defer to.
But yeah, so that's a difficulty of 3, but you're rolling 5 die.
yes.
Okay, awesome. So
Lieutenant
before you do that,
Hernandez,
before
the
you
floor
do
is
that,
yours.
that is a control and engineering. So you're looking at a
So
target
that's 12.
12. Yes.
Well, wait. Oh, before you roll, could I spend a momentum to allow you to use my engineering, which would be 15?
Oh,
That's allowed.
So, because I have control is 11 and engineering is 4, So that would give you 15 instead of a 12. TN
Totally.
may spend
Yeah,
one
you can
momentum.
100% do that. Again, once per scene, though. So your
16.
engineering's 15.
Engineering is 4 and control is 11, so that would be a 15.
They get to use your control too.
It says
Rating. His rating.
and one of his focuses.
Yeah, but the
So-
rating would be a 15. Yeah. And your focus is...
I have I don't know if anything would, because it's more deep space communication technology, Starship Protocol. So I don't think that would apply here.
I would just go with use your the rating. So you're at a 15 instead of a 14. I think you'd be at, right? Or
It was 12.
12.
It was
Yeah, so I
12.
think that's a good call. Yeah.
So 15.
Yeah. So you're at
Right.
5
So we're
die
gonna
and a
fix
15.
the pattern buffer. All right, we've got a 3 and a 7.
Okay.
We've got an 11,
Okay.
15, and a 16.
Okay. You needed. Yeah, you're good.
I
And
needed 15, so I got 4.
4. So you get 1 bonus momentum because you had an extra success. Yeah. That pattern buffer or that pattern enhancer is purring like a kitty cat. That thing is good to go. Yeah. Do
Great
that
job,
as
Lieutenant.
well. What else
I'm
do you
going to
do?
hide somewhere and look at my scans.
You are allowed to ask me questions if you want to start. I have a lot more information now, so if you want to start starting those scans and ask me some questions.
Yeah, Lieutenant, now that you fix the pattern buffer, the enhancer, monitor the situation of this planet. That's your job now.
Hi, Commodore.
So as all of this is going on, right? Corsedia continues to fall. The situation is garbage. You have injured evacuees come. People are. Think about 9/11, right? Think about the chaos after that. You're getting a lot of that type of chaos. Okay, people are injured. People are scared. Their homes are falling. They're also Vulcan in Star Trek 2009. The situation is not good, and these people need to get off of this platform. But they're not making it terribly easy because they are panicked and hurt and injured. So think about that as you continue to try and get them off the platform.
I'm assuming there's no other way to get them off.
Get
By
creative.
Either shuttle
Listen,
or transporter.
you have shuttles, you have transporters.
What are you going to do? Trebuchet him off the planet?
I mean, not that my character might come up with this. We could fix the falling thing. We could look for other ships or shuttles or escape pods. I don't know. Hot air balloons.
I will also say that depending on where you guys go and in this square that you're in, there are going to be other devourers. Okay. They are also still trying to attack evacuees. Okay. So you have them to deal with as well. There's other ones scattered. All right. So
I don't know why this platform's falling other than it took damage.
Almighty DM Julian, how many civilians can we fit into a shuttle, and how long does it take for a shuttle to go to the Challenger and back?
And how many shuttles do we have?
Also, could Commodore Xen have some heavy-duty more enhancers being transported down with the shuttles that are coming back?
I'm going to say you have the one set of enhancers right now. That's not stopping you from possibly getting more. I would say to get back and forth with impulse drive, inner atmosphere, in a perfect situation, I would say 15 minutes round trip. Okay. So 7.5 each way. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But there could be some issues. So think about that. As far as your shuttlecrafts, one of the things that this game says about shuttlecrafts is don't worry about how many shuttlecrafts you have. Don't worry. You don't need enough. For this, let's not go crazy though. Let's say you have 10.
Can I make a suggestion here,
Yes, absolutely.
Julian?
Yep.
I wouldn't worry about nitpicking the numbers.
Yeah.
And go with the sweeping idea here of we have enough transporter enhancers and shuttles to get not everybody out. We need to find other ways if you want to get everybody out.
I would.
Does that track, or are you saying if everything goes perfectly?
I'm saying for now,
shuttles and enhancers are enough.
I mean, that's the thing. You don't have a ton of information right now. So
right.
You, as far as you know, like for 4.5, call it 4:15 and change now because you've been doing some things to get back and forth. Like you could. Looking at Strange New Worlds, like when we watched that show, those shuttles were big. I think you could cram 50 people in those, if you wanted to, like really wanted to. If you're trying to like do an evacuation, I would say, judging off of what we saw in the episode with the Butcher of Jagal and how many people they were transporting at once, I would say no more than 10 in the transporter enhancers at a time. Actually, let's call it 12. Okay, again, not to nitpick the numbers too much, but if you start to strain those systems, things could happen. Yeah.
And how many transporter pads? How many transporter rooms do we have on the Challenger?
I'd say I don't think N1701 had more than one. So, but I mean, you could also do like a, transport.
Modify the cargo transporters.
Well, are they working? Are they available? You got to figure that out.
Can we use the transporters on do the shuttlecraft have transporters?
I don't think the shuttlecrafts did.
No, the transporter. So, like when Pike got beamed out in Strange New Worlds in the pilot, that was via the Enterprise's transporter, right? It wasn't via transporter. The TNG shuttlecrafts had transporters.
Yeah, I'm confusing the errors here.
Yeah, this is like Strange New Worlds TOS era.
Does this planet have transporter capabilities?
Love that.
Yeah.
What's in those buildings on the other side of the map?
Would the administrative building not have its own transporters?
I mean, it's even got the circle with the dots around it. It looks like a transporter.
Well, do you want to go investigate?
I mean, Commodore Xen told me to monitor the situation on the planet, so I can't do that standing in one place.
So do you want to?
So who might make the suggestion out of our group to like, hey, we need to explore other options?
The doctor would, because the doctor would be the one triaging the people and doing the math and how many people they can get out.
Okay. So then, Commodore, I don't think this is going to cut it with everybody that's coming off, evacuating here. We're going to need to explore alternatives if we want to get everybody rescued. There has to be something else here that we can do or look for that can help ferry people away.
Understood, Doctor. Crew, time to get creative. I need ideas.
I'm just trying to load people into these shuttles and transporters.
Could go explore some of the other buildings and see what's available, Commodore, if there's anything else we can utilize to help with the evacuation.
Maybe Tennan and I can go together. Would that
I think I might go exploring as well, because I'm probably, as a doctor, looking for people that can't evacuate, or that they're stuck, or they're injured, or infirm, or whatever, and we need to get them up.
Would the pattern buffers be self-sufficient, or could I leave would I have to babysit them?
Are you asking me, or are you asking as just?
I'm asking you.
Okay, so no, like you need someone there giving, like, talking to Challenger, being okay.
All right.
We've received this.
It.
We've received this
so
many
I'm tied
people.
down. Okay.
You are tied down a little bit, I would say, for sure.
Okay, no problem.
Either you or Tennan, maybe. I think he, right? Maybe.
Yeah, either one of us have engineering ability.
Or me, I guess.
Yeah.
I fixed it, but
like this is a situation too where it's like, you are the chief engineer, but if you wanted to put that trust in your ensign, like that's maybe like a cool thing for your character, like that could, like, if he succeeds, like do something.
Or you could send the red shirt out.
Or you could send, he wore the red shirt.
I've been waiting all night for that.
I'm just calling it like I see it now.
That's why I wanted to go with him. I knew I'd be safe.
Oh, hold on. Wait, we get one of these.
I want to know what the hell is going on.
Bring a red shirt. Wait, hold
Okay.
on. I have to show you my shirt that I'm wearing. It's a bunch It's everybody hiding behind the red shirts.
Great.
Ensign, Commodore, this is like what I want to do. I'm going to leave the Ensign in charge of the pattern buffer. If anything goes wrong, goes sideways, let me know. I am going to go with Lieutenant Hernandez looking for alternate ways off the planet.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Before you
Understood.
guys go off, I just want to say, like, do you guys want to attempt getting some people off this planet? Like, do you want to roll now, get some people off? Because even though we're not doing the actual extended task, we do have to kind of keep track of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me do let me do the task once before I head off looking for the alternative ways off.
Okay. So I would say Dr. Voraal, like, is, people are injured. Do you want to make sure that there's any, do you need a triage at all? Or you just kind of get them off, go Challenger still?
I'm assuming if they made it to
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
evacuation point,
Yeah.
they're probably okay
fair.
enough.
And I didn't give you
for
any
the staff to
complications for
figure it
someone
out
who's
on
having
it.
like a heart attack in the pattern enhancer. So I think you guys are good.
Which is why I'm saying I should probably go.
Yeah.
If we're searching for stuff, I should go with them.
All right. So are you trying to
I'll
get
help them
another?
find people that
Are you
need to
trying to
be
get
rescued.
another group of people up via the enhancers now? Then.
I
Can I
think you
ask
should.
that
Yes.
question?
Okay. So are you then, Commander Jaxa? Are you monitoring Ensign Tennan, or do you want to do it this first one, or do you want to see if he can be in this task successfully on his own?
Let's let him try it on his own.
All right. Cool. So
Can I ask
there.
a quick dumb question?
No,
Julian?
please go ahead.
Are we gonna have to roll for every 10 people?
No, but I
Is
mean,
that
like,
what's
no.
just in general batches of people we're gonna have
You
to roll
should. I
every
mean, you
once in
need.
a while
If
for?
we're not doing the proper extended task, we do need to get the people
Okay.
off this planet. So
Yeah. All right.
yeah, yep. I'm not. Yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna make you do it for 12, but I'm gonna give you instances like, hey, maybe you should get some of these people off the planet. So
So a batch of people.
yeah, we'll
Gotcha.
we'll call a batch, like, even though it's like 12 in the enhancers, we'll say like we did 2 batches, like maybe it's like 25 or something. Okay, so this is a difficulty of. We'll keep this easy because you need to do things. We'll give this a difficulty of 2.
And he just fixed it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just fixed. So yeah, difficulty of 2, and I'm looking for a control and engineering, please.
Okay. Ooh, okay. 12 and 15.
All right, so that is 2 successes, right? So
Yep.
you're good. Yeah, let's say like 24 people made it up. So you're at 490, 480, 470, 4. Let's just call it 460. Yeah, 460 people left. All right. Again.
Almighty GM Julian, the shuttles are also going back and forth.
Yeah, so thank you for pointing it out. That's a great point. You rolled really well on the shuttle logistics. So again though, like we're gonna have to have a situation where we load these and see if they can get into the air. Again, I have some information about this planet, so you should maybe be asking me some questions.
Do we have any? Is there any way to buy us time? Is there anything we can do to extend to successfully get everybody off the planet?
Well, earlier Jaxa scanned and failed, so as of right now, you still have somewhere around 4 hours, as far as you know.
Okay. Do we have any of the answers to the questions I asked earlier?
Can you give me some of them again?
Yeah. Where is the radiation coming from?
So you took the scans and you were successful in taking the scans, right? So I will give you a couple of answers. Not so much where the radiation is coming from, but you do discover, since you took those scans, I'll give this one to you. Cosmotic 6, is made up of layers of atmosphere, a mixture of gases, then a liquid layer, then a metallic layer surrounding a core of heavy elements.
Oh, so this could potentially be a supernova type situation.
Is that toward your crew? Do you want to maybe?
Yes, that's towards the crew. I'm suggesting that.
I'm
Can you
gonna.
repeat that, please?
Well, with the core of heavy elements in the core of the planet, this planet could be collapsing on itself. We could be in a supernova type situation where it's just going to explode.
Fun stuff.
So, because Jessie again scanned the planet and Lieutenant Hernandez scanned and was successful, and I like where you went with that and kind of figured that on your own. I will also, because you had the successful scans, give you this tidbit as well. The creatures, right? The Brazonian Devourers, they came and arrived from a fold in space that appeared below the city.
A fold in space?
Below the city.
So, if you think about what's happening right now, Crescentia is falling.
It's imploding.
Black hole.
Implode, yeah.
A black.
If their arrival, what if their arrival is causing the city to fall in itself?
Or maybe it's not their fault. Maybe they came through where the planet is going to.
Or since they like the materials, they're actually eating the core. They came to devour it.
Right, they came through the opposite way because they saw something yummy.
Mm-hmm.
And you were onto something earlier with that, is that they are devouring the city's inorganic materials more rapidly than they damage organic materials.
So if we can keep people away, if they wake back up, as long as we can keep the people away from them, they're gonna be okay. Just don't get in the way. But of course, they're devouring the city, and it's all gonna crumble on top of us. So But I'm going to advocate to save them because they're not invaders. They're just hungry.
But they are invaders.
But they just went through a hole and found something yummy. Maybe they don't even know what people are. Maybe we don't even register them except for in the way.
Lieutenant, I love this. We need to get these people out of here.
This is going to be a thing on the ship later, isn't
it? I'm getting written up today.
There's going to be a fight.
Shut up, Wesley. Are there other questions you think we should be asking here while we have this minute of the team beginning to fan out?
We need exit strategies. Do we know if the atmosphere, how badly is the atmosphere
collapsing?
Blocking the transporters, since we need the enhancers. Wow. How bad is it that we can, if they have a transporter room of their own, how we can make it useful for us?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So we're going to go looking for
you
that.
are. I just going back to Simon's question real quick. I feel like this is on me a little bit. Like I should have read ahead, so I had this for you in scene 1. So, and you rolled like killer on those scans. So I'm kind of give you all the information you need right now. While you were scanning, you also found out that there is a pre-warp sentient species of humanoids called Kizimans living in the caustic liquid layer of the planet.
We can't
All
do
right.
anything about them, but because they're pre-warp,
Prime
we can't
directive.
interfere.
But their planet is going to explode.
But
Well,
yes, but we can't
And it's
interfere.
not from natural causes. This is from an extraterrestrial invasion.
Remember
Yes.
too, though, they're living in the layer item. Again, I'd have to actually look at this a little bit. Like, you don't know too much about them right now, so.
So is the planet actually going to collapse, or are we just saying something has happened that caused the platform to fall?
This platform specifically, right now, is what we determined earlier. So that's the information that you have. And again, Jaxa scanned earlier, so you still only really have the information that like you have like some 4 hours and change before this thing falls. It's this platform.
Before the platform falls,
It's this
or
platform.
before
No,
the planet
this
implodes?
platform.
Okay.
This specific platform.
Lieutenant, your job is to scan the planet and look for clues on what is going on with this planet, and if the pre-warp population is in danger, how we can save them. And she will look at Commander Tarek. We are saving them.
Yes, Commodore. All right, if they're living in a liquid layer, can we even, if we evacuated them to our ship, could we sustain their life?
That is a great question. That is a question for your Commodore, because that is a prime directive question. If you can even should be beaming them out. Because if they're living in the liquid, you're not... I mean, this is just personally, like, they're not really who you should be worrying about right now. Like, it's the people on the platform. But if they're living in the layer, just a little bit of a hint, that could be an issue for piloting shuttles.
Gotcha.
So, this is actually great, because I've given you guys your information, and you've transported... I'll say now, like, with the efforts you've transported, so let's say there's like 300 something people left. Do me a favor, because this is where we're going to end. That is actually scene 2. You've gotten your information, you've gotten some evacuees out, and you got, like, evacuation logistics going. You guys did a really good job there. I'm going to end it on a cliffhanger with this. As you guys are doing all this, and you're about to go venture to see if there are transporters in the other buildings, the ground beneath your feet shakes again, this time in a heavier, more alarming fashion. Almost immediately, your communicator chirps, resolving into the panicked voice of a science lieutenant at the Challenger. Captain, the computer has been monitoring the city's superstructure and modeling the rate of degradation. Our original estimate of 5 hours has proven optimistic. And I'm sorry to report, we have less than 2 hours before total structural collapse.